Good afternoon, dear colleagues and partners. There is a legendary Route 66 in the United States. This route is very scenic. It takes you from east to west following the historical development of America. In the last 5 years, Hanon Systems Plovdiv made a remarkable journey from a pure mechatronic plant to a factory which is now an active player of EV industry. Our route is called 636. 6 years of transformation, 3 new product groups launched, 6 new lines in scope. Here are some photos from our road trip, highlighting the installation of the new lines and the progress that we achieved in the last 6 years. Before diving into details, let me give you an overview about Hanon Systems company. Hanon Systems is a Korean publicly listed company with annual sales of 10 trillion Korean wons in 2024, which is close to 7 billion euro. The company operates with 50 manufacturing sites and 3 innovation centers on different continents, and it employs more than 20,000 people. History of the company began in 1986, when a joint venture between Ford and Mando Machinery was created. Over the following years, the company was evolving through a series of mergers and acquisitions and organic growth. A notable event happened in 2019 when Magna sold one of its divisions to Hanon Systems. That's actually how Plovdiv plant became a part of Hanon family. Another important event happened just months ago. Hankook and Company became majority shareholder of Hanon Systems. The company produces 6 main product groups, and Plovdiv plant focuses on electronics and fluid pressure products. Established in 2008 under a German company, the plant now spans 18,000 square meters, employs more than 350 employees, and generates more than 100 million euro in annual sales. Since October 2022, our roof has been covered with solar panels, underlining company commitment to sustainability. The factory has been serving almost all major OEMs and possesses required certifications for automotive sector. The local team is proud to have received 4 Q1 and GM Excellence Awards. Plovdiv plant has more than 30 assembly lines and test benches and machines capable of performing drilling, milling, turning, deburring, and other operations. The plant has a high level of automation. So, in Plovdiv, we produce 2 main categories of products. First, conventional pumps and electric pumps. Conventional pumps include mechanical transmission oil pumps, vacuum pumps, hydraulics, and chassis pumps. And the electric pumps portfolio comprises electric transmission oil pumps, medium water pumps, and primary water pumps. When we received our first nomination for electric program, we decided to create a plan of transition into a new era. We called this plan Roadmap to Electrification. Driven by our manufacturing engineering team, it had the contributions from different departments and had 3 pillars. Pillar number 1, infrastructure upgrade. We had to build ESD floors to install nitrogen supply and additional air conditioning and ventilation systems. Pillar number 2, employee skill set change. We did so by classroom sessions, by certifications of specific employees for IPC and ESD standards, and by learning from sister plants. And pillar number 3, organizational changes. We introduced a position of launch leader and created program task force team. So what worked and what didn't work out of those elements? We successfully upgraded our infrastructure and developed new competencies of employees through classroom seminars, and certifications. And we faced some issues during learning from other plants. The main partner in that learning journey was a sister plant located in northern Italy. We sent there our people so that we could learn from colleagues who had been producing similar pumps for some time. The main obstacle in that learning process was COVID-related travel restrictions that were in place in 2020, 2021. Everyone remembers that never before was there a more challenging time to organize business trips. Another problem we had was a cultural one. We rented houses for our employees for 2-3 weeks to stay in Italy. Houses were found by our Italian colleagues. According to our local partners, the living conditions in those houses were appropriate, but surprisingly considered as unacceptable by some of our plant members. Eventually we solved the problem, but it took time and efforts. And launch leaders proved to be a crucial element in the transition to electric products. Task force team unfortunately failed. Let me now give you more details about organization changes specifically. Senior management of the company decided to support Plovdiv plant by sending us an experienced manager. The mission of that person was to supervise all new launches. So we called that person senior launch manager and put him on top of manufacturing engineering department. Manufacturing engineering department had serial business and new business teams. Serial business people were supporting, were helping new business guys whenever we had free time. Quality, logistics, maintenance departments, we were providing part-time support to the new business team. And production department had reserved a special team with trained supervisor, team leader, and operators for the implementation of new programs. After 1.5 years, senior launch manager got another assignment and left the plant. So we had to make changes in the organizational chart. We decided to keep separate serial team within manufacturing engineering department. And the main change was introduction of launch leaders with dedicated manufacturing engineers. A launch leader is the main responsible person for the successful implementation of the new program in the plant. He or she is also the liaison between global program management team and local departments. At the initial stage, each launch leader was responsible for one program only and had 1 or 2 dedicated manufacturing engineers to work with him. To support more efficiently from functional departments work of launch leaders, we decided to create a functional task force team. That team included experts from production, quality, maintenance, and logistics who were working full-time, not part-time, to support new launches. We organized a dedicated workspace in the middle of the shop floor and put there those experts from functional task force team together with launch leaders and manufacturing engineers. The idea for such workplace organization was to ensure a more efficient communication, faster problem solving, and overall a more successful implementation of new programs. However, after several months, it became clear that the concept of functional task force team failed. 2 main reasons for this. Reason number 1, many members were not prepared for a project-based environment where they had to repeat to peers, in our case to launch leaders, rather than to hierarchical superiors, department leaders. Reason number 2, some team members did not want to move to the shop floor from their comfortable offices. As a consequence of internal stress due to this new work environment, some members of functional task force team even left the plant. So eventually, task force team was disbanded, and functional departments continued to provide support to new launches on an on-demand principle as before. Another element of the new organization was the introduction of bi-weekly review of new program status with management team and launch leaders. Such meetings were a clear signal to the organization. The transition to electric products was the priority not only for launch leaders, but for the entire organization. So what are the results of our transformation? In 2021, we launched our first electric program with primary water pump. In 2022, we launched medium electric water pumps, 2 lines. In 2023, we successfully reached serial production of electric transmission oil pump. In 2025, we reached SOP with another type of electric transmission oil pump for another customer. And another line for electric transmission oil pump is coming soon. In terms of sales, in 2020, all of the plant sales were coming from conventional products. 2 years ago, electric products accounted for a noticeable 15% in total sales. This year, the share is expected to reach 35%. In 2 years, 65%, and in 5 years, 90%. Basically, the transition will be over in 5 years from now. So what are the lessons which my team learned during the transformation journey? Lesson number 1. The most important asset in the company is not the new line, not the product patent, and not even widely praised now AI. It's still people. Launch leaders were a main pillar in the successful transition to electric products. We found them internally in the organization, and we grew them through internal and external trainings and a series of stretch on-the-job assignments, which were many to choose from. Commitment and skills upgrade of our employees was another cornerstone for the success of new launches. Now I would like to ask you a question, a very important one. What is a more important decision in life than choosing your life partner? Can you give me your versions? What's more important than to choose your life partner? Wife, I mean. Well, wife, partner. Any other versions?
Choose the second one.
I choose the second one. My version is, more important is to choose your line supplier. You know why? Because with your life partner, you have a backup option. You can divorce. With line supplier, you don't have this opportunity. You will have to stay till the end of life cycle with their line builder, with the line. So choose line supplier wisely. From our experience, there are 4 main criteria to choose line suppliers: price, location, experience, and warranty. CFOs, if there are any in the room, will not like what I say now. But please do not choose the line supplier based purely on price. Previous experience in building similar lines is extremely valuable. Another important factor is location. We worked with line manufacturers from China, Romania, and Italy. It was most difficult to work with the Chinese due to big difference in time zones, in mentality, and large travel distance. Romania takes the second place, although actually we thought that it would be easiest to work with them due to short distance. Unfortunately, just weeks after the new line had been installed in the plant, line supplier company ceased existence, and we had to arrange individual contracts with former employees of the company to receive some warranty support. Lesson number 3, engage early in tests. Participation at tests at R&D during design validation phase may help to improve product design and manufacturing feasibility. And early participation in tests at a line supplier will help to improve final line design and will secure a more robust serial manufacturing process. So lesson number 5. and number 4, which was on the previous slide. Number 4 is do not skip pre-acceptance. Pre-acceptance is critically important, even more important from my perspective than final acceptance. Why? Because early fixes save time and money. And still be strict with final acceptance. Here 2 points. First one, allocate enough parts and time for final runs. From our experience, 4-hour run is not enough. Minimum is to have 8-hour run, or even better to have 2 runs of 8 hours each. And second point here is use internal conflict of interest wisely. What do I mean here? Typically, manufacturing engineering department is willing to pass final acceptance fast to hand over the line to production for serial manufacturing. In our plant, a new line cannot pass final acceptance until there is approval from production, maintenance, and quality managers. Next lesson, build a robust supplier base for components. Again, with line manufacturing, I would not recommend to choose purely based on price. Do on-site visits to the suppliers before choosing them, and make sure to include operations people, not just purchasing people. And then the last point here, strictly follow PPAP process. In a rush towards SOP, there is sometimes a temptation to simplify the process. Better not to do it. If done, that will backfire, proven and tested in a hard way. Overall, it's good to remember that the sourcing process typically takes weeks. Final decision happens even faster in minutes, but the pain from unreliable suppliers lasts years. Automotive is a volatile industry. Changes in SOP dates and volumes are almost unavoidable. The problem is that you do not know in advance the scale and timing of changes. So managing P&L is absolutely crucial in the conditions of unknown, and worst case scenario cannot be ignored. 3 items appear to be critical to secure target financials. Number 1, ensure that compensations for delays in SOP and volume drops are included in customer contracts, especially in case of piece price amortization. Number 2, stay agile with headcount so that the plant doesn't get overstaffed or understaffed. Both scenarios are painful. If you're overstaffed, you will have an unpleasant review with your senior management about financial result. If you're understaffed, that may cause a customer line stop and thus may deliver you into a very unpleasant meeting with the customer senior management. And the last point here is keep close contact with your suppliers. Suppliers may stay months in a dormant state, and long-expected ramp-up can wake them up too late. There will be certainly bumpy sections of the road ahead of us as Hanon Systems is continuing its journey towards electrification. But with the team we have, I'm confident that any route can be traveled, any goal can be reached, any dream can be pursued. Thank you very much. I'll be happy to answer your questions now or during the breaks.